Hello, welcome to our Future Falcons webinar series. I'm Karen Sanders, the Director of Admissions, and we're glad that you're here to learn about your state college. And today we are very happy to present the College of Hospitality and Culinary Management. So in a moment, we'll start our presentation, which will be followed by a question and answer session. Just so you know, the chat or instant message feature of this webinar has been disabled, but we will be opening up the Q&A at the end of the presentation. So at this point, I would like to introduce Chef Costa Magoulis, our Dean for the College of Hospitality and Culinary Management. Chef Costa?
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Daytona State. And thank you for signing in this morning. It's really appreciate you taking the moment to talk to us and see what we have to offer here at the college, which is such a great opportunity for everyone. We're really excited because we're hospitality and culinary management. And many of you probably don't know about that as much as you should, and I'm going to let you know some information you would never get anywhere else. Here's the thing. Hospitality is the #1 employer in Volusia County. They employ over 45,000 people in this area alone. In the state of Florida, hospitality is the #1 employer. It has over 1.4 million employees. So it is a big industry. They're hiring people all the time. And here at the college, we have a great program that I think you're going to be very excited about, because our program not only has classes that are educational, but we have hands-on lab, which increases your ability to get a job, and that's what we're interested in. So we're going to get started with our slides here, and as you, Karen was telling you earlier, this is being recorded, so you can always go back and check on it. But let's get started and talk about hospitality. College of Hospitality, I'm the dean, and that's my phone number, and program coordinator is Lisa Allen. She knows everything about our program, so if you get an opportunity, call either one of us. We'll be happy to talk to you. We love talking to students. We'd like for you to come by and see us too, because that way we can take you on a tour of the facility, give you an idea what's going on. We'll even help you to line up your classes to enroll in, because we're so familiar with the program, it's a little easier for us. But admissions does a great job in doing that. But our program consists of several degree programs. We have a college credit AS certificate program in baking and pastry. Great program. It's 10 classes. You can complete it about a little bit over a year. You come out, and now this is all college credit. So all of these programs that are certificate programs are very important, because you can continue your education and get an AA, a bachelor's, whatever you'd like to do. So they're not straight just PSAV type classes that do not give you the college credit. These are very important for your industry today. Baking and pastry, you learn everything from scratch. There's 10 classes, and you start from cookies to cakes to you name it, you're going to bake it in a real atmosphere of cooking. Hospitality beverage science, we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. That's a brand new program we have here at the college, and I'll talk more about that. AS degree in hospitality management. Hospitality management, as I said, is a big industry here in this area, and we offer a degree in it. Also culinary management, AS degree. Now, these are AS programs and certificate programs. You can also add a couple more classes and make that into an AA, which you could advance into a bachelor's program. All of our programs, and this is really important, all of our programs are financially aid eligible. Now, do you hear what I'm saying? Some people get the impression some programs don't get financial aid. All of our programs get financial aid. Baking, pastry, beverage science, whatever it might be. And all of our programs are now accepting students. So don't worry about getting closed out of a class. You contact us. We'll work with you to get you into a class so you can start your education or continue it. And then, as we were talking about earlier, real world experience. When you see our kitchen labs, you're not going to believe it. We have kitchen labs are state of the art. You hear that all the time. I have a state of the art. No, you come by and look at our kitchens. They are a state of the art. They'll match any hotel or restaurant in the industry. We're very fortunate to do that. And we have all of our instructors came from industry. So they know what it's like to go to school, and work, because they had to go back to school to get their degrees to teach here at the college, because all of our instructors have to have hospitality master's degree, even though they may be skilled culinarians or hospitality experts. Now, we also have 10 classes in our culinary program, which is pretty neat. You can get through that program like we talked about before. We need to talk a little bit about some more things here. All of our programs pretty much work on a 2-day basis. That's our lab classes. Now, if you're online, online's a whole different. Our hospitality, 80% of our hospitality program is online. So you'll be able to get, and there's some hybrid online classes if you prefer to do that. But generally, our labs will work 2 days a week. Like Monday and Tuesday, you will come for your lab and lecture. Wednesday, Thursday would be another class. Friday is one class that will last 16 weeks. So it only meets once a week. The other classes meet twice a week, so they meet for 8 weeks. That makes sense. Kitchen labs generally run from 8 to 1 or 2, and the food labs 1, 2, and 3, baking, they all run in those hours. Class time for remaining kitchen labs are generally 2 to 8 if you take an afternoon class. And there's some theory classes, of course, you're going to have to take, but they run 3-hour classes, lecture classes. So that shouldn't be a problem. Now, one thing you want to remember when you sign up for culinary classes and baking classes, it will say lab and lecture. It is all the same class, so you have to sign up for both. Make sure you don't forget to sign up. Say, oh, I think I'll just take the class and not the lecture. No. They both go together, so make sure you sign up for the lab and the lecture in every one of those programs. That's really important. Now, if you have SafeServe, which is a sanitation certificate in the industry, you will not be required to take the SafeServe test here at the college because we require that for all our people in culinary. However, you will be required to take the sanitation and safety class, which is part of the Serve Safe training, because we actually train you for more than just Serve Safe. It has a great deal of other features to it. But if you've already been certified in that, you will not be required to take that test. Now, mixed food classes with gen eds. One of the things we really pride ourselves on is you have to take gen eds if you're going to take your AS degree in this type of thing or go on and get an AA degree. We like to mix it up. Instead of saying, okay, you're going to have to take 3 gen eds this semester, and no, we take maybe 1 gen ed and then a lecture and lab in the culinary. So we mix it up a little bit so you get a taste of both. You're not going to be strictly doing just the lab or just the gen ed classes. And I think that makes it a little bit more enjoyable for you. We're always available to meet with students from 7:30 to 4. Actually, that's about 6:30 in the morning. We're here really early during the week, Monday through Friday. And we're here on Saturdays a lot of time, but to meet with students, Monday through Friday is the best time. And we prefer for the students to come by and talk to us a little bit. You know, we could give you a tour and talk to you about the classes again. As I said, we can help you with the classes that you may be interested in signing up for. Uniforms, standard uniforms. It's a white jacket, checkered pants, little black cap. Our bookstore will be carrying the uniforms hopefully in the fall. We have contracted with a company to do that. However, we also have another company here in Daytona called Uniforms or More. They're located on the corner of Clyde Morris and Mason Avenue. It's right there where that 7-Eleven shopping center is. They're right there in that strip shopping center. And you can go in there and be fitted for a uniform as well. But eventually we will have all the uniforms at the bookstore. So when you get your financial aid for books and knives and all that type of thing, you'll be able to do it at the bookstore, which is pretty neat. And you will need knives for your culinary and pastry. This is a pretty good, now the only place you can get the knives is at the bookstore here on campus, on the main campus only. Now there are 2 sets of knives. One is a pastry set and the other is a culinary set. They're different. What we suggest that you do, and this is very, very important, when you go to the bookstore, you tell them if you're in a pastry class or you're in the culinary degree program. If you are in the culinary degree program, you'll get a certain amount of knives and this type of thing. If we're in the pastry, you also get measuring cups and you get little tips for cakes and all that. When you buy the knife kit, do not open it because it is sealed, okay? It's very important. Bring it back to the class here at the campus where we're at in our building. Grab one of our instructors, myself or Lisa, and let us check the knife kit. Do not open it, because if you open it and get the wrong knife kit, the bookstore will not accept it. So that's pretty important. It's not a big deal, but you need to come check with us real quick. We'll check the set to make sure you got the right set and you're ready to go, okay? So just remember that. Make sure you tell them what degree program you're in so you get the proper knife set. Now, hospitality beverage, that's our new program on campus. Doesn't that look amazing? That is a brand new program that was developed by Daytona State College. Let me tell you a little brief history about the hospitality beverage science class. We are involved with the hospitality industry in Volusia County very strongly. I sit on the advisory board for Volusia County for tourism. And in that position, I get a lot of information from the hotels and restaurants that tell us what they want. And they told us that we need to train our students more in hospitality beverage. Now, what does that mean? Well, think about this. Over 50% of the profit in a restaurant hotels is in the beverage, not the food. Food's very important, but over 50% is in beverage. So they need to have people trained in proper beverage handling. Now think about this. Next time you get a chance to go out and eat, could be any of these chain operations, you'll generally see a bar on one side and the dining room on the other. Now if you look, you'll see the dining room has got 6 or 7 wait staff running around, a hostess, people in the kitchen cooking, and maybe 10 or 12 people in the kitchen cooking. You look at the bar and there's 3 people usually working the bar. The bar takes in more money and makes more profit than the restaurant. That's how important it is to the industry. So what we did, we took their recommendation and we wrote a brand new program called Hospitality Beverage Science. We went ahead and put it into our program curriculum. We got it approved by the state. We are the only college in the state of Florida that has this hospitality beverage science program. We developed it. Now we needed a lab to teach it in. We have a great board of directors here at the college and president that were supporting this program. So they helped us to raise money through the state, and we raised $1.2 million to create this hospitality beverage lab. And then you talk about state of the art, it truly is. Now this hospitality beverage science is an amazing class. You not only go in and learn everything about beverage, we brew beer there. That's a big thing now because when you go out to the industry, all these brew pubs are opening. When we first started, there were none in the area. Now there's over 10 and many more are being built. They're coming to us for training on how to brew beer commercially. This is a commercial system, just like everything else we do is a commercial system. We can brew 400 to 500 gallons of beer at a time. Now, that's just one part of our class. We can teach you that, but we also teach you management, purchasing. Sanitation is much different in beverage science than it is in the restaurant because you use different chemicals. And that's very important that you know that. And it also teaches you how to handle wines, what foods pair with wine. We have a wine tasting class. It is allowable in the state of Florida for you to taste wine in a class setting as long as you're 18 years old. So you will be tasting beer and wine from around the world because that's part of the class. You need to learn how to do that. Very, very important. This is a really unique program. As I said, we're the only program in the state at present. We've had a lot of other schools call us, and they're looking at our program. So you could be one of the first in this program. And it's very reasonable. It's only 10 classes. It's around $3,600 a year, just like our pastry program is very reasonable as well. And if I haven't mentioned that, you need to understand you can come to college here at Daytona State College and receive a 2-year degree for under $6,000. I mean, that's amazing. You can continue and get a bachelor's degree and you'll spend around $12,000. Very, very reasonable to go to school here at the college. Now, that's all fun and good and say, boy, this is real reasonable, but is it apples for apples? Are we teaching you how to cook in a home ec kitchen? Or do we have instructors that don't have any training? No. Here at the college, we have the best of the best. We've had outstanding instructors that have been honored throughout the country. We also have outstanding facilities. As you can see here, if you don't believe it, you need to come down in person and take a look. Now, this is our beverage science lab. Now, this is one of the main kitchen labs. This is just one lab. Now, this kitchen lab accommodates 40 people if we want to, but our classes are limited to 15 students in culinary, okay? 15. We don't put 25 or 30 in a class. We keep it at 15 to try and make sure that you get the proper teaching, hands-on, hand, and one-on-one. And as you can see this lab here, talk about money. This was $2.5 million just for this one kitchen. And these kitchens aren't all that old either. We've been here 6 or 7 years with this new labs. Now this is a skills lab which is attached to the main kitchen, and this is where you learn your fundamental skills. See, it's really very unique because the classroom's inside the kitchen. You will not see that at any other college anywhere. I know because I have to do evaluations of colleges throughout the Southeast for culinary, and I've never seen a setup like this, and that's why we built it, because we felt that the classroom should be inside the lab where you're learning. So you'll sit here, get your lecture for maybe an hour or so, then you get up and you start cooking. And if you look back here real close, those are big pots, and you say, what's that all about? Well, we make everything scratch at the college. We do not buy anything pre-made, pre-frozen, pre-anything. We cut all our own meats, so those pots is what we make our stock in that makes food taste good. So if you take chicken, you'll be cutting up chicken and vegetables. You'll put it, that's a 40-gallon pot, each one of those. We'll put the food in there and we simmer it overnight. The next morning when the class is in session, you will drain it and you will have all this rich stock to cook with. That's very, very important in cooking. So this is the fundamental. You'll learn your knife skills in here and many, many other skills in there. And as you can see, it's all state-of-the-art stainless steel, latest cooking equipment. And this is our baking lab. Talk about something special. There's the classroom again inside the baking lab. Each station is set up with its own mixers and everything, but this equipment in the background, you probably don't know that much about kitchen equipment yet, but that is the same equipment that is used at Universal, Disney. They use the same type of equipment that we use at the college because it's volume quality equipment for baking. The mixers we are using are from the Baking Society of the USA. They recommended them. So all your baking will be hands-on in here. I like to tease people because sometimes you look at the ingredients that we use in baking, and we have vanilla, and everybody can buy vanilla. By the way, if you haven't bought vanilla lately, it's expensive. There's been a shortage of the vanilla bean because of the drought in Madagascar. That's where it comes from. Well, we use vanilla in our classes, but we use the pure vanilla bean from Madagascar. You can't make ice cream without pure vanilla bean because you're going to learn to do everything in this class. So that's pretty important. And then it's a great day to be a Falcon. I got to tell you, I love that slogan. One of our students came up with that. That was a student government president. Said it's a great day to be a Falcon. Come join us here at the college. We've got some great programs. I'm serious. And you're going to enjoy yourself. You'll meet other people. You'll do some great networking. We do some programs here at the college that introduce you to doing foods for large groups, not just for yourselves. And you'll see stations set up where food is done for, over-the-top gourmet food. You will be in a great environment with great instructors. I say that because I'm here, but I'm so proud of them, I have to brag about them, okay? So y'all come on down and see us. Now, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. I may not have the answers, but we'll find out where we can get them for you, okay? Karen, what do you think?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chef. We are going to open up our question and answer session right now. It's going to take just a moment to show up on your screen. Once it does, let's see. Once it does, you should see a white screen. and presentation and Q&A tabs at the bottom of that screen. So if you click on the Q&A tab, there's a box that says ask a question, and all you have to do is type in your question and we will get started with those. So as we're giving you a chance to load in your questions, just a couple of reminders. Our summer B classes begin on June 29th and fall begins on August 24th. Registration for both semesters is open now. So if you haven't done so, now is the time to apply online and go ahead and get registered for your classes. And even though our campuses are not open yet this week, we are still here for you virtually by telephone, by email, or web chat. And next week, starting Wednesday, June the 10th, we will be open by appointment. So please give us a call and we'll be happy to make an appointment for you to come onto campus so we can get things started, one-on-one with you, face-to-face. You can always reach admissions by phone. The phone number is 386-506-3642, or by email at admissions@daytonastate.edu. And we are excited that we're going to be having a virtual enrollment day on this Saturday, June the 6th, from 9 to 1. So all of your enrollment advisors will be available during that time by telephone. So I see that we do have our first question.
Yes, I'll stand up there.
It says, do you learn how to make wedding cakes in the baking and pastry program?
Well, let me tell you, that's just one part of our program. Yes, we do teach you how to make wedding cakes. In fact, several of our students have gone out and started their own business doing that. In our pastry program, it's very important to understand that not only pastry, but in culinary as well, you learn all the fundamentals from scratch, okay, so that you're able to do anything in the pastry area. Same thing with culinary. We'll start off with cookies and cake. We'll do soft breads, hard breads. And one of the things that's important about our class and our culinary classes is we have what is called Cafe 101. Cafe 101 is a hands-on class because we do not offer internships in our hospitality or culinary programs because we want to be able to help with the training. So we developed Cafe 101 so that we deal with real customers. So our students will learn how to serve customers in the dining room, and they'll learn how to cook those foods in the kitchen for those same people. They'll switch off, then they'll do the cooking, and then the others will do the serving. Same thing in pastry. The pastry program produces all the desserts for Cafe 101. So it's real world. They're going to have to create a dessert that is tasty and looks good for a customer to taste. And these people are going to be able to do that. It's really a great program. You like to deal with chocolates? We do the real thing. We buy chocolates from 6 different sources: Germany, Switzerland, Italy. People are surprised, say, Italy has chocolate? Oh, yes, they have some great chocolates. We have to get chocolates from all over because they have different degrees of fat in them. So, one may be 30%, 40% sweet, different things like that. College allows us to get whatever we need. So everything you see that is served in Cafe 101 is freshly made in our bakery, and cakes are part of that. Okay? I hope that answers your question.
And our second question, when I complete the culinary program, where would I be qualified to work?
Anywhere. No, I'm just giving you, I get excited about that. Here's my problem with culinary and pastry, okay? My students, and I say mine because it is our team here to put this together, we train them to the very best of our ability. And here's what happens. Our students get training, and before we know it, industry is trying to grab them to go to work before they finish our program. And we highly recommend that they don't do that, that they should finish the program first, get through it, get their degree to get the entire training. We really don't have any problem with placement. Pastry, for example, I believe is a little bit over 90% placement for pastry jobs. Culinary, I'm going to be upfront with you right now. I do not have enough students to fill the jobs in culinary that's being demanded. I had 4 calls last week, restaurants reopening. wanting people right away. One restaurant wants a chef and 4 cooks. There's not a problem in getting a job. You will get the fundamental training here at the college. You will get Cafe 101 training, which will give you that hands-on with customers, which is very, very important. This will make you a step above in other restaurants when you try to go to work, because when they find people, the first thing they're going to ask you, do you have your serve safe? What kind of background do you have? What kind of training? We've got a pretty good reputation in this area, especially at Daytona State College. They call and say, oh, you're a Daytona State College student? Come on down. I need to talk to you. I get calls every day. So I hope that answers your question.
And our next question is, what is the average class size?
Okay, we were talking about that before. Online classes obviously are larger, whatever the limit is on online. However, our lab classes are limited to 15, and we leave it at that. And we do that specifically to keep the training hands-on, face-to-face, and we can handle more in a classroom, but we prefer not to do that. We do 15 to a class. That's why it's important to go ahead and sign up for these classes. They fill up pretty good, but we're usually able to work with you so that you can take another lab class that'll work for you. So don't get disappointed if you sign up and you say, oh, this class is full. Contact us so we can help you. We can get you into a class and make, so you can get your program going, okay?
And do you think that you'll be able to expand the culinary and hospitality programs to other campuses?
I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I've been looking at the Flagler campus for some time, and then I was looking also at New Smyrna and Daytona. We had an offer to look at Daytona last year. There was a project over there that the city was looking at, and they were talking about putting our program over there. But when you're talking about expanding programs, of course, it always deals with cost. So we have to prioritize what the college is doing, and that has to go through the board of directors and everyone, and what monies are available and not available. We have a spectacular facility here, but I have to tell you, I'm excited about expanding our program. Will it happen right now? No, I'd be lying to you if I said that. But I have to tell you, look in the future, because I think that might happen.
And Chef, can you expand a little bit about the Bachelor of Applied Science in Supervision and Management and the hospitality concentration? How is that different from the AS?
Well, what we have developed was, here at the college, we have a bachelor's degree program. So you can go on and get a 4-year degree. It's a bachelor's in applied science, and they have different concentrations. We created a hospitality concentration. So you can finish your AS degree with us, culinary, pastry, hospitality management, and move on into the Bachelor of Applied Science bachelor program. You will be required to probably take a couple more classes because you have to have the equivalent of an AA to get into that program. So you may have to take another math class, another science, but at that point you'll be in a hospitality concentration, which will give you a bachelor's degree with a concentration in hospitality. That's like getting a 4-year degree in hospitality. You'll not only have your hospitality training, if you had that, if you have culinary, that's great too, because that's big support for hospitality. But we have a great 4-year program, and it is, I believe, 100% online. So there are no labs or anything. You've taken care of your lab requirements in the AS program. The Bachelor's of Applied Science is primarily an online graduate degree.
Wonderful. Well, right now I think that's all the questions that we've had. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time, Chef, and for helping us understand your program a little bit better. Please don't ever hesitate to give us a call if any of us can be of assistance. I did post the phone numbers in the Q&A session again. And please visit us for future webinars. We are going to have different topics every week, so please visit daytonastate.edu/admissions/webinars to see what's coming up and to sign up for future events. And again, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a nice day.